Hi, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. And this is a paid request for Jonathan. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a Cash App as well. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. I really do appreciate it. If there be any type of video you want, links are down below in the info box, and thank you. I truly do appreciate it. Daddy's Home from 2015. It is. The reason I'm laughing is because I tried to do this review before, and like less than a minute in, I said something like, "What we have is fuck Steve." Just something completely stupid, nonsensical. Don't know why I said it, but it's just kind of me going, "I don't give a fuck about this movie." If you like the film, teach their own. But Daddy's Home, 2015 film that somehow was such a big success, it got a sequel that I didn't give a shit about either. It's written by Sean Anders, who's a terrible director. He did That's My Boy, one of the worst Adam Sandler films, where they thought the story of a kid in middle school, however old he was, screwing a teacher and then getting the girl pregnant was a funny, pedo stuff was funny for a setup of a story. And then Horrible Bosses 2, which just negates and goes back on anything that the first film accomplished, because I thought Horrible Bosses 1 was actually pretty decent. So 2 just says, fuck that, we're going to do similar stuff, but then we're also going to, all the development, all of the goals that they achieved in the first film, we go backwards. So now this guy, he's still going to be harassed by Jennifer Aniston. Oh, they're now working for Horrible Boss and it's Kevin Spacey. So they didn't achieve anything. Sorry, I'm going off a tangent on Horrible Bosses 2. And somehow this guy continues to get work. Daddy's Home was a success, so he directed the second film. Now it stars Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. They did a film I enjoyed. It's called The Other Guys. The Other Guys was fun. Not perfect, but it was a fun movie. It was an entertaining film. I thought they worked better in that movie. I liked the cameos by Sam Jackson and The Rock. I thought Michael Keaton was a lot of fun in that movie. And it has a decent action set pieces. The Other Guys, entertaining. This, not so much. It's Will Ferrell is the nice stepdad. The kids that he's got to deal with, to me, are little shits, in my opinion. Somehow Will Ferrell is with Linda Cardellini, who's hot to trot. And I'm like, how the hell is Will Ferrell going to deal with Linda Cardellini? That's the first major bullshit of the plot. That Will Ferrell is going to catch Linda Cardellini, who's holy shit hot. Beautiful. Will Ferrell ain't getting that shit. He ain't hitting that. So that's false, number one. The kids, the daughter must be ready to be a serial killer because she keeps drawing these things where, oh, she killed Will Ferrell. And then Will Ferrell gets a new drawing. Well, see, I haven't died yet in this drawing. I'm ready to die and I have homeless man poop on my head. Okay, this girl's ready to be a psycho. She's ready to be the Omen, that crappy fourth one, or something. The sequel to Mighty, named Michelle? I don't know. She's going to be a psycho by these drawings someday. And like when they ask him something, he's crying because he wants to be more of their father. He cares for them. And the girl's like, I think it's sweet he's crying like a little bitch. I'm like, you a bitch? You bitch, I'm going to tip both you in the face through a field goal while I was on fire. Not the actual kids. They're just given a shitty script to talk about and say and act. So I don't blame the kids. I blame the director. Excuse me. I know you didn't want to hear that, but I didn't want to hear the dialogue in this movie either, so we both lose. Long story short, Linda Cardellini's ex arrives, who are the two kids' actual dad, as Mark Wahlberg. He's the tough guy. When Will Ferrell says hi, he just goes nope. Rides a motorcycle. When he first arrives, you have AC/DC's Thunderstruck playing on the soundtrack. And the rest of the film is just them fighting over each other. Will Ferrell versus Mark Wahlberg. Fighting for the attention of the kids. Mark Wahlberg is the cool guy, so he gets the kids a dog. He's able to kind of get his way into living with them, staying with them for a bit. And Will Ferrell's too much of a pussy to do anything about it. And you have these cartoonish hijinks where Will Ferrell's going to move Mark Wahlberg's motorcycle, but he goes into the house, and with CGI, it comes out of the house and lands on the family truck, minivan, whatever. And Will Ferrell literally gets stuck in a wall like a cartoon character. There's another bit where Mark Wahlberg built a skate ramp and is skateboarding all cool and shit. So Will Ferrell does it, and he goes up and he gets electrocuted, and they have to get him back to life. They hired someone to fix the screw up of the motorcycle bits, but Mark Wahlberg kind of pushes Will Ferrell to fire the guy. But the guy is black. It's played by this guy Hannibal Buress, which I've seen him in other stuff. And all of his jokes is, oh, you don't fire me because I'm black? Or there's a scene where he holds a baby. Oh, can I hold my baby? Well, you think I'm going to pickpocket it? Or, hey, you want to name the baby after me? Griff? Oh, I don't know about that. Well, you don't want to name your baby after a black person? Well, you don't name him some white name? I mean, maybe it's not your fucking business. It ain't your fucking baby, buddy. Maybe, how about you have baby back ribs? Okay, how about you go over there, have some fried chicken, some watermelon, because if I'm going to be racist, I'm going to be racist to your face. But if I'm not racist to your face, get the fuck out of my face before my fist is in your face, and then your face is on the ground, and get your ass out of my face. How about them apples? God, this is an annoying fucking joke that, maybe will work one time, but repeated, no. God, it's an annoying fucking joke. That just wasn't funny how many times they fucking repeated it. And then Will Ferrell fires the guy because, hey, we're going to do it ourselves, but then Will Ferrell gets called a racist. Mark Wahlberg gets the kids to call him a racist, all that other shit. And then ultimately Hannibal Buress is then brought in to live with them. Because Mark Wahlberg goes, well, you fired him, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so, wait, him getting fired from this somehow made him lose a home? How the hell does that work? And also, this whole story, I'm sitting there going, okay, Will Ferrell, just throw the guy out. It's your house. He doesn't have to stay there. And, but you say, okay, he's a weakling, he's a dweeb, he's a nice guy, but he doesn't have a backbone. Linda Cardellini is there too. Why don't you just tell, hey, I know, you even go, I know how he works, I know how he operates. How about you tell Mark Wahlberg to get the fuck out? How about you tell him to leave? What, you don't have power in this house to get him the fuck out? She just stands there with a finger up her twat, doing nothing, while she sees the situation kind of getting worse and worse. And the dialogue at times, it's just, you could tell when okay, this time we're going to ad-lib, and so the scene goes on more and longer than it should. Like, there's a bit where Hannibal Buress comes over to see Will Ferrell at his job. By this point, Will Ferrell has done stupid things where he wants to look better with the kids compared to Mark. So while Mark Wahlberg bought a dog, Will Ferrell bought a pony and bought all these presents and bought tickets to the Lakers, where what the kids like, which cost thousands of dollars. But Mark Wahlberg knows someone that could get him better seats, so Mark Wahlberg gets the kids to these seats that are better, while Will Ferrell gets more drunk, and then he's brought in to shoot at the halftime, but he's drunk and saying stupid things and accidentally hits a cheerleader with a basketball, which then leads to him pretty much getting kicked out of his home. But you never get any bits of emotion from Linda Cardellini going, I miss him, I miss Will Ferrell, or, you don't get anything of heart to this film. Like, how about the kids realizing, you know what, we thought this guy was a dweeb, or we thought, our dad is so much cooler than this guy, but you know what, this guy is actually, he does this, and he does this, and he does this for us, and he does this, and we learned to appreciate what he was doing. We learned to appreciate what he brought into the equation. Same with Linda Cardellini. But no, her and her kids don't do any of that shit. So if I was Will Ferrell, I'd be like, fuck you guys. I'm going to go find a stripper or find a hooker. I'm going to fuck her. And then I'm going to have fun and go somewhere else. The only fun I had was Thomas Hayden Church as the boss. Because I like Thomas Hayden Church, and he's usually good in anything. Even Sandman he wasn't bad in a really shitty Spider-Man movie. Oh, but the over-explaining, I was talking about how ad-libs go too far. So after all that, he's at his job, and Hannibal Buress comes up and goes, hey, maybe you should go see the daughter, because she's having this recital. And Will Ferrell's looking the other way, and he hears a door close. He's like, Griff, wait! He's still here. Yeah, I'm still here. Oh, okay, I thought you left. No, I just closed the door because I figured we want privacy. Well, actually, what I thought I was going to do was I was going to go out, I was going to chase you, and you were so far away, and I would call out to you. Like, they're over-explaining the joke as going too long and too elongated, and it's just getting less and less and less and less funny. That's why a lot of times with these ad-libs is that they think if you keep talking, they think if you keep rambling, they think if you keep going on and on, then somehow that will be funnier, when a lot of times it's less funny. Because, okay, it's like desperate sweat. It's like you're being desperate, hoping to get some kernel of a joke out of this ramble. Shut the fuck up. The kids, the closest it has to a heart is when Will Ferrell says a little bit to the son character, because the son's being picked on, and he's like, listen, I ran away, and then the kid's like, well, so if I keep running away, I'll be a wussy like you? Okay, I'll fight. So there's never any moments that you get that the kids actually truly feel a sense of respect for Will Ferrell's character. That you feel like the kids realize, hey, this guy's actually special, or this guy's actually worth the shit, or this guy... Same with Linda Cardellini. And you think that if you've been married to this guy for 8 months, and obviously he's never acted this way before, and you know how Mark Wahlberg is, when Will Ferrell leaves, you think, okay, there's going to be a point where I'm going to go up, and I'm going to talk to him, because I'm not going to throw away 8 months of marriage because of what I know Mark Wahlberg... Some of it was your fault. but some of it was his fault as well. If you're a decent fucking wife and a decent fucking mate in this thing called marriage, but apparently not, so fuck Linda Cardellini's character. I like the actress, but her character sucked in my opinion. The tits sucked in my opinion. Mark Wahlberg, just playing Mark Wahlberg. Which, hell, I thought he did a better job playing than the other guys. I'm a Pete, you gotta let me fly. Peacocks don't fly. It helped that you had Michael Keaton in that movie. Here, he's the, tough guy. And I don't even buy him warming up to Will Ferrell. It just felt like, well, we're at the 90-minute running time. He's got to feel this way about Will Ferrell. So now he does. Because when Will Ferrell's away, Mark Wahlberg, we only see him do like one thing. He's supposed to act like a dad, so he drops one of the kids at school. He can't get out because there's cars in the way. So he drives through the cones and drives away. I think that's the only thing we see him doing that's dad related. And no, it's too much. It's too much. Can't do it anymore. It's too much. I'm like, really? That one thing? And then Will Ferrell does his speech, and Mark Wahlberg going, "Oh, I can't handle it," and they talk a little bit. I didn't buy a goddamn thing they were saying to each other. I just didn't buy it. I didn't buy the drama. I didn't buy how now you're trying to have some heart in this where there was barely there in the first place. And yeah, I don't really get how this became such a big hit. And here's the thing, like with these actors, like Mark Wahlberg, I've talked a lot of crap about him throughout the years, but yet I have to admit, there's a lot of films he's been in that I've liked. Whether it be The Big Hit, whether it be The Italian Job, whether it be Fear, whether it be The Other Guys, Pain and Gain I enjoyed, Three Teens, Boogie Nights I don't mind, and Will Ferrell, which I'm actually trying to look up his filmography, but Talladega Nights, I remember not minding. I don't hate Land of the Lost. Now, granted, I didn't watch the TV show, so maybe that's why. But I didn't hate Land of the Lost. I had some fun with it. Elf, I hate. I would say I hate that more than this. But actually, I want to look up this film, Daddy's Home. I want to see like the IMDb and all this other stuff. If it lets me. But yeah, pretty much by the end, they go to the little girl. There's this school dance. You find out that the bully that was picking on him was a little girl, and her dad is Bill Burr. Which he's become an idiot now. Just recently he's like, "Oh, what happened in California? The officials did all that they could." I'm like, "No, they didn't. They did nothing wrong." And I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, dumb fuck?" Anyway, not to get on that topic. This has a 6.2 on IMDb. A 6.2? Are you kidding me? A 6.2. How in the hell? A 6.2. 31% Rotten Tomatoes, which to me is more fitting, but a 6.2. My God, man. I don't get it. If you like the film, that's fine, but I don't get it. $150 million in the U.S. box office. 242 million worldwide. This generic, in when you're out the other, wannabe sitcom made that much damn money. How? Why? That is crazy to me. 150 million in the US, 242 million worldwide. That is insane to me. Really? This fucking film? Really? I just think of all the great comedies, whether it be The Big Lebowski, whether it be even the classics, like 100. Wow. But I'm trying to find Will Ferrell's filmography. Here you go. I don't just hate. I mean, I don't love Will Ferrell. It's not like I go out of my way to find his movies to watch. But he was in the Austin Powers, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back. I like those movies. But yeah, a lot of his films, like Kicking and Screaming, not a fan of. Bewitched, not a fan of. Talladega Nights, I didn't mind. Blaze of Glory was okay. The Other Guys was fun. Land of Lost, I don't mind. Megamind, I like that film. He voices the main character. Zoolander 2. Yeah, Get Hard. Generic. I'd probably say Get Hard if I have to pick. I would rather watch that than this film, honestly. Holmes and Watson. Downhill, I think that's one you try to be a bit more serious. Spirited, that was one with Ryan Reynolds. Strays. That was the R-rated one where dogs talk, but they curse. It's funny. Yeah, I don't know about these. You're Cordially Invited with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. That's a new film coming out this year. This is like one of those films that would have been made fun of in those early trailers for Tropic Thunder. How crazy and wacky it is when two fathers and stepfather get together. It's Stepfathers. I agree. I remember a long time ago I saw this guy I watched back to the day, Cinema Snob. He mentioned, like, it's kind of weird they didn't just call this Stepfathers. Because that's trying to be. Like, because Will Ferrell was in a film called Step Brothers. So this feels like it should be just called Stepfathers. Instead of Daddy's Home. But, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, if people like the film, to each their own. If people love the film, to each their own. These Will Ferrell comedies, man. Like I said, there's some I like. I mentioned The Other Guys and Talladega Nights and a few others, but maybe Will Ferrell is just not my comedic guy. When I think of SNL, I was more into Mike Myers. I was more into Chris Farley, even Adam Sandler, especially his early days. But Will Ferrell was never one of those guys for me. And again, there's some films I could deal with him in. And it's just, again, the premise is like a sitcom. It ends with a dance-off. Well, Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, then Will Ferrell kind of dancing off with Bill Burr, and then everyone starts dancing. Oh, and then at the end, Mark Wahlberg is fine with Will Ferrell. He's bought a castle nearby. And he's gotten married to someone. Which I don't think we ever met that person throughout the rest of the fucking movie. But he's married to someone who has a daughter. So now Mark Wahlberg's going to be in the same position as Will Ferrell was. Because now Mark is a stepfather to this girl. And her father comes in and is John Cena. So, great. Another fucking thing to have I don't like is John fucking Cena. And it's weird they don't follow that up because in the sequel it's their dads, Mel Gibson, which is fun to see, and John Lithgow. They don't really follow up with the John Cena stuff, so okay. But yeah, that's Daddy's Home. Go home, go home, go home, go the fuck home. I like time saying church in it. But yeah, just I don't know. That can't $150 million. See, that's what I mean. A film that made that much money, and who the hell talks about this film? But yet, there are plenty of films that bombed back in the day, but we still talk about them. You know, we'll still talk about Tremors. Was not a huge hit at all, but we still remember Tremors. But who the fuck don't remember? And that's funnier than this movie. But yet, Daddy's Home too. Oh, either one. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.